First, I'll kind of just say what I've been up to this summer. After graduation, I went home to Colorado to see my family for a little bit. And then me and Christian took off to LA to play some games down there, including Live at the Bike. So that was a super fun experience, just being able to play on stream and be able to watch yourself back. I would share a hand from there, but I didn't really play any hands on the stream, so pretty card dead, but I'm excited to go back and do it again. It was a very fun experience, and we got to meet some people from Instagram, which was super fun. After that, me and Chris just hung out in LA for about a week. We didn't actually play that much live poker. It was like a very just relaxing vacation, sort of. We just spent the days like longboarding on the beach of Venice and playing a little bit of online here and there. So just a really relaxing time. But we went through some swings playing PLO when we were over there, even though we didn't play too much. There was 3 days in a row where I lost 13K, then I won 13K, and then I won 23K. So when you're playing 5-10 PLO, the swings are pretty crazy. After our LA trip, we went camping for a little bit, which was again very relaxing and fun, and then we met all the other guys in Vegas. And so me and Christian were the first ones to our house, and it was badass. The house was big, it was
not small.
Not small. No, the house was super badass. There was a pool in the back, there was a pool table, there was 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's bring the cat back for a cameo.
we had a pet cat in Vegas on accident, yes. So we just knew Vegas was gonna be sick. So the very first day that we were in Vegas, I decided to play the Millionaire Maker. And that was gonna be my first WSOP event ever. But I hadn't played many tournaments before this, maybe 10 live tournaments or so. So we planned on playing this one in the main for sure, and then seeing what I was feeling like the rest of the summer, if that was going to be cash games, more tournaments, PLO, cash, who knows. But after this tournament, we got on a little tournament binge because it was super fun. There was about 7,000 entries in the Millionaire Maker, and we ended up getting 76. So we made a pretty deep run, and it was just an experience that I've never felt before. That like you had rooms and rooms of tables of all the people playing the same tournament, and then there on day 3 there was just a couple tables, like just this little area with tables. So
really fun. It was a new experience for all of us, and I've always really enjoyed the tournament scene and never really had anywhere where you can play a lot of tournaments that have a fair rake structure, I guess. Instead of playing cash, I got there with the plan just to at least try tournaments until I either went broke or finally got a few cashes. I guess in total I probably played about 25 buy-ins for tournaments, all of them ranging from $150 buy-in to $400 buy-in, and I played a solid 2 weeks and probably 20 tournaments with no cashes, which was a pretty frustrating start to the trip, and kind of discouraged me a little bit from wanting to even play tournaments, but all the while I was winning a little bit in cash, so I got to kind of keep trying, and I found this tournament over at the Golden Nugget. It was a $150 buy-in, and it seemed to be a very soft field. Yes, a pretty high rig, but the field, like every day I was usually the youngest person at the table. I don't know, I probably fired 6 or 7 bullets in that one, and the 8th one I finally made a pretty deep run, and we made it to the final table, and we ended up chopping it with 4 people left, I believe, for about 5K, and that brought us back to maybe plus about 500 on the trip, and at that point I felt relieved because I had finally at least cashed a tournament, and kind of got out of tournament mode, played a little bit online, played a little bit of cash, mainly 1-2 and 1-3 at Planet Hollywood, and the Golden Nugget as well, which went okay.
And then the highlight of my summer actually was going to the Rio on the morning of the 1500 deuce to 7 lowball event, which is my favorite poker game to play, and there is almost nowhere to play it. I used to play it on full tilt for play chips when I was in college, and then after that I started playing on, I believe it was Carbon Poker, where they ran mixed games and they had some mixed game tournaments in the evening. I would play the $2 Badoogie multi-table tournament as often as I could after baseball practice when I was in college, and then I would play the deuce to 7 triple draw cash games. And I love the game, but there's nowhere to play it. So I haven't played it in years, and we went to the Rio the morning of the event, hopped in a satellite, and I ended up taking first place in the satellite, just a single table. So not really that exciting in the grand scheme of things, but for me, I was pumped. I got to hop in the 1500 deuce to 7 event for the World Series bracelet. We made it to level 7, got to play about 9 hours of deuce to 7 triple draw if you include the satellite. Ended up busting out. I had a pretty tough table draw. I think I was the worst player on my table, but I had a lot of fun, and that was probably my favorite experience of the summer. I also hopped in a horse event at the Orleans while I was sweating Alice in her Ladies in Poker series, which was the same day that she won her 30K package to go play in the Poker Stars event in the Caribbean. I was just playing the horse event because I just had nothing better to do. I'd never played any of the horse games in a casino, only just dabbled with my friends at the house, and ended up making a few hands in the stud games and made it pretty deep. We got to the final table, and I think the average stack was about 4 or 5 big blinds, so it became, pretty much just a lottery at that point. Everyone tried to convince me to chop, but I was like, yeah, this is a $150 tournament, and I came up here to gamble, so I'm not chopping. Didn't work out for me, ended up busting in 8th place and turned my $150 to almost $600. Woo!
Hello everybody and welcome back to our coverage of the World Series of Poker. I am in the midst of the event that everybody wants to win, of course, the Millionaire Maker. I'm with Jack Chrysler Peterson. Now, for those who don't know, we did a video podcast earlier this year with Jack and his whole team, Haslet House Poker. It's a group of poker players who are based out of Texas. They're all growing together, evolving together, emerging. There are common factors that they're all obsessed and in love with poker. Seeing you deep in this game, Jack, I was pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited too. It's my first event ever, and so I just graduated from Baylor University and then came out here, and then a day later decided to register this tournament, and now we're in the top 100, so it's pretty fun.
First ever. I swear this guy runs so good. Even when we were doing the interview, he just barely picked up poker a couple years ago and is already crushing it. What's the secret, Jack? Jeez.
Oh man, I met those guys, we just started studying, but I feel like I was just born on the sun, and I run good. I do run good.
It's those boyish good looks, those Jack Chrysler boyish good looks. Well, I know you guys recently, Haslet House Poker was nominated to be one of the sort of social media, what are they calling it at Live at the Bike? It's like the social...
Instagram something?
Okay, Instagram.
I don't know.
Social media basically is just Instagram now, so let's get serious. But it's the Instagram tables. They bring a bunch of sort of, poker celebs, if you will, from Instagram. You went out there with Chris. I missed the experience, obviously. I'm prepping for the World Series and all that, but how'd it go?
It was really fun. I had a good time meeting everyone and being able to play on live stream. It was the first time being able to watch myself back, so that was cool. We didn't pick up many hands, so we looked like a nit, but I swear we're not a nit.
Jack is definitely not a nit. Well, I heard a rumor that you got into a cooler spot here at the last level. You've got 3 bigs left, but you're still smiling.
Yeah,
you're
of
still
course.
bringing your A game.
Yeah.
Like, just know.
Of course. There's no reason to be sad. I'm here in Vegas. I graduated. I am in the top 100 of the first tournament. There's no reason not to smile.
Let's run it up, you guys. I'd love to see this guy ship it. Now, if you guys want to follow, of course, his action and the rest of the house, you can get them at Haslet, Haslet, at Haslet House Poker. But I really hope you crush this. This will be the best story ever.
Yeah, I know. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
I'm just hoping. Just let's get this Texas boy out there. I'm Sarah Herring. You guys are with us on PokerNews.com.
5 minutes after that, I busted the Millionaire Maker. I went and entered the $1,000 PLO event and busted in 3 hands. So, but the change for another deep run was still on. So I played a couple more tournaments after that with no success, maybe like 3 or 4. And then Tom, 3Bet Panda, was just like, yo, you should play the $1,000 Super Turbo Bounty event tomorrow, which I was not planning on playing at all. It was a pretty poor structure of 20 minutes. So, but I decided to go play with him, and we ended up going deep again. So out of 2,000 entries, we got 22nd in this one. So, I mean, this one was even more of a rush than the Millionaire Maker, honestly. It was like so much emotion built into one day because of the turbo. In the Millionaire Maker, it felt like I was playing this tournament for 4 or 5 days, and there's different levels of excitement or disappointment or stuff like that, or like you were going into day 2 with this level with all these people left. But in the turbo event, it all just went so quick. Like from when I entered, we were down to like 3 tables within like 9 hours. So there's like all these emotions were just cycling through, and I mean, it was super fun. And we had a pretty good chip stack going into the final 3 tables when we redrew for seats in the final 3 tables. But we ended up getting in some spots and then getting out in 22nd. But another just very cool experience. And I can't even imagine what a final table or a win or a bracelet feels like.
Tell me to play the Deuce to 7 triple draw tournament.
Oh yeah, another fun tournament that we played was the 1500 Deuce to 7 triple draw tournament. So me and Nick played this one. Nick actually won a satellite into it, which was super cool. I was gonna play the satellite after his satellite, but it took too long, so I ended up just paying $1,500 to enter the tournament. And then, I only lasted like 3 levels, but I don't really know how to play the game. I felt like I played actually pretty decent, but that might be totally wrong. It was really fun though. I'm gonna probably be playing more mixed games and studying up on those to play like the no limit single draw, Deuce to 7 triple draw. I mean, there's just fun games, honestly. They're really fun. Badoogie.
Oh yeah, one night, well, we've been playing a lot of four card hold'em recently. We've been playing a lot of PLO recently, and the Flamingo in Vegas has a really fun PLO game. It's a 1-1 game, which you don't see that anywhere. Most PLO games are going to be 1-2 with a $5 bring-in at the lowest, which is still a very big game. So getting to play with some 1-1 PLO is super fun. And actually one night, Poppy GTO, Joe Ingram, showed up, and he happened to sit at my table, and it was just an absolute blast. He ordered drinks for the whole table, and I don't know, it was just playing super crazy, and we were all just, it inspired all of us to get a little bit out of line that night, and it was just super fun. But yeah, I ended up staying a few extra days than these guys, and all in all, it ended up being almost 40 days in Vegas. So I'm ready for a break, but I can't wait to go back next year. It was such a good time.
Next tournament I played was the Monster Stack, and we managed to cash our 2nd tournament in a row. So that was pretty awesome. And I also beat my first tournament record by cashing top 4% in this one. I got 291st place out of 7,600 something people. So very exciting. Played some cash games in between. 3rd tournament I played was the 888, the Crazy Eights tournament, and unfortunately I managed to bust 7 from the money on that one. Could have folded my way into a min cash, but went for the gold and didn't work out. Would have been cool to say that I bagged cashed 3 out of 3, but that's okay. Playing to win, we're playing for first. What else? I played 2 mega satellites to try to get to the main event, and unfortunately busted both of those. Was unable to play the main event this year, which is okay. Looked very exciting, but I'm happy to wait a year. I'm going to go back next summer, ready to go, more prepared, more tournament experience. Hopefully look into some things that I was not really sure about. Played a lot of cash at the Wynn, went to Bellagio, Aria, some other casinos too, but the Wynn was my favorite. I really liked the 2-5 1500 cash game. And if you didn't already know, that's 3Bet Panda's home casino, so a little extra incentive to go play with him in the mix, because he's a fish.
To close out Vegas, we played the main event, which was one of the coolest experiences of my lifetime, honestly. The main event has this vibe that you can't really describe, but it seems like just this it's this tournament, and all the tournaments in the whole world are underneath this tournament. This tournament is the tournament of the year. And you really feel it when you're walking in those halls with other people, when you're sitting down at the table. It is a different atmosphere, and it's a really cool one, really cool experience. About 2 years ago, when I started playing poker, I said that I'm gonna play the main event before I was 30, and it was really cool to be able to play it the first year out of college at 22. So we ended up there's so many days of this tournament. I think that we made day 4 and day 3 was cash. So we cashed the main event for the first main event ever for $16,000 was the cash, and
it was a great summer.
it was a
No, you can do jokes. It was a great summer.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. We played a lot of 510 PLO online and cashed and went relatively deep in 3 tournaments, cashing of over $10,000 each in each of them. So it was a great summer, and
Matt Franco. And he did some cool tricks.
oh yeah, look at Nick being like Matt Franco.
Oh. All right, we're good.
What?
But you ended up on top, and we said we usually end up on top in everything in Jack's life except for his friendships. So it's up on the bottom. Go.